how they drop. Yeah, whoa, yeah. Had to make it to the top just to see how they drop. Yeah, whoa. Had to make it to the top just to see how they drop. Yeah, whoa. Had to make it to the top just to see how they drop. I never stopped, God brought me to the top. Guess I gotta wait around to see how they drop. Drop, just kill the beat. It's a whole song about humility. I stay clear where the ceiling see, cause I know that's where many.
Woo! Come on, baby. Episode 2. We're back. Not a single cuss word. Not at least not from me. That's what I'll say. We're back. We're better than ever. If you're tuned in right now on Spotify, you can't see a couple handsome faces in the room today. We got the stash. We got the curls. We got Jim. And of course, I am Mike Hughes. I appreciate you guys tuning in to episode 2 of season 4 of Pros and Joes, where a couple of Joes are sitting with a couple of pros. We're having great conversations today. We have minor leagues baseball player of the year. And of course, the number 1 prospect in all of baseball, Konnor Griffin of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Ooh, Jim, back-to-back days with my division rivals, but I'll get through it. I digress. You know what I mean? Then, of course, we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Griffin Herring, returning on the show. It's like my third time talking to Griff, but now a Colorado Rocky. We got a lot of dogs in here from the Colorado Rockies on and off the bench. Jim's favorite team that I would like to remind.
Griffin, we're going to go right there. I'm cutting into Mike.
Go ahead. Talk about it.
Last episode, he dogged me out for my allegiance to Colorado because so many in off the bench guests are on that team. And I told him, I said, look, man, my loyalty to the franchise. I was a Cardinals fan. I said, hey, we got like 6 guests on the Rockies. I'm going to root for them. They finished last place. He's trying to get me to get a new team. I'm staying with him.
I ain't mad at you.
Stick with it.
See, Griff and I were talking about it. Bright things are coming, man. The kids are coming to play. It's going to be a lot of fun. But guys, man, I want to get into it right away. Just have a real conversation here. I want to start with Konnor because Jim and I last season, it was Mike Trout versus Shohei Ohtani. I don't know why we had to have that conversation in 2024 when all you had to do was watch the World Baseball Classic in 2023, and that would have been your answer. But I kept telling Jim, man, this guy does it all. He's throwing no hitters, not really, but in the show, sure. He's diming guys up in the NLCS. He's hitting 3 home runs, historic game, 10 Ks, 6 innings pitched. Konnor, I'm throwing this question to you, man, because you were a Mr. Do-It-All, Mr. Make It Happen. Do you miss getting on the mound and still hitting dingers?
Yeah. I wish I could two-way. The Pirates never really gave me a chance, but I loved it in high school, being able to get on the mound and try to shut down the other team. That was always fun. So I guess I'll keep dreaming, but hopefully one day I could try it out.
Now, let me ask you this.
2 guys in their organization because Skeens can hit bombs. Like, I'm just telling you, they cut them too loose. It's over.
I mean, you even talk about, let's take away the DH like the National League always did. I mean, Paul's at least got 10 dingers a year, at least. So, I mean, if Jake Arrieta can go yard against Mad Bum, Paul Skeens can go yard against just damn near anybody. But Konnor, here's what I want to ask you, man. Let's fast forward. Now, I don't wish no bad fortune on your organization or your team. But let's say whoever the skip is by the time you're up in the league, let's say the Pirates are getting blown out 20-0. It's the 9th inning. Are you leaning over to the skip and saying, hey, man, throw me in there. Let me throw an inning. Let me throw an inning just because. It's already 20-0. You might as well. You know what I mean? Let's get some position players in here. Is that an opportunity you want if it's there?
Oh, yeah. I think I'd love to, but I heard if you try to get in there and throw it hard, that's when guys will tee off. You get more people out by just lobbing it. So I don't know my approach
for sure
that inning, but I'd love to.
For sure, I'm not mad at that. Me personally, I'm just kneecapping it. You know what I mean? When I came in high school, it was because my coach didn't like whoever we were playing. If you saw me on the mound, I play center field, brother. If I'm coming in, I'm hitting somebody's knees. I don't care. I'm taking the next D rows. It don't matter. But fellas, here we are, the World Series. Everything's ready to go. We got the Blue Jays versus LA. We got Drake versus Kendrick, part 2. And it didn't go so well the first time, and I don't think it's going to go so well this time either. Griff, I want to start with you. Herring, I want to start with you. We got a couple of Griffins in here, so I got to make sure I know who I'm talking to. Who do you got in the World Series?
I like the underdog, honestly. Like, the Dodgers, big market team. They got all the names, all the faces, but the Blue Jays are scrappy. I mean, I had them pegged from the start. They can hit. So I'm going Blue Jays.
I love it. Konnor, what about you, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Blue Jays too. It's gonna be cool to watch you Savage throw game 1 tomorrow. I got to face him in low A, which was pretty fun.
Yeah, it's crazy. As I know you saw, Konnor, they showed that he pitched at every level last year. I mean, it was barely a year removed that I was watching him in college. ECU was at Memphis, and they weren't airing it anywhere. And so I got asked by some people, since I was going to be there, if I would live stream. I kid you not, ECU is a great fan base. Mike, I had 7,500 fans on my live stream watching Trey pitch.
That's incredible. That's incredible, man. But I think there's a lot of different ways this whole series can go. And Jim knows I was pissed when Shane Bieber ended up wearing Toronto Blue Jays uniform. I mean, I wanted the Cubbies to go make that move. We end up throwing a bullpen game in game 5 just to lose to Milwaukee. Like, a guy like Shane Bieber being a part of that staff, I think is going to be huge. And then obviously, Jim, I think you saw my story earlier today, how incredible it's going to be for Mad Max versus Kershaw. I know it's 2025, ladies and gentlemen. I know I'm not going to sit here and expect anything crazy, but to see 2 legends and one of them going to leave this another World Series in their pocket, I think it's incredible, man. And I can't wait to see some magic happen. But Konnor, man, to keep that in ties, I think it's very important to ask you my favorite question. I've asked Griffin a couple times. For you, man, I mean, coming into the Pirates organization, I think there's a lot of expectations off rip. And I think sometimes there's certain people or managers that are going to pull you aside and help you become the best version of yourself. Who have you been able to be a sponge to and just learn as much as possible throughout the last couple of seasons?
Yeah. Through, like, when I got here in spring training, I was lucky enough to get the invite to big league camp, and Don Kelly was actually the bench coach at the time, and you know, he was awesome. Like, he was always chatting it up with me, checking in, making sure everything's going well. And so I was kind of right by his side through the whole spring training, and you know, look where he ends up now. Now he's the manager, so that definitely makes me a lot more comfortable. I feel like coming into spring training, just being familiar with the manager, and then you know, we have a lot of really good hitting guys back here in the Pirates. You know, at every level, the coaches were able to, you know, help me continue to progress. And my biggest thing was just, you know, overcome a challenge every day. And they put me in a good spot to do that. So just kind of shout out to the whole organization as a whole.
For sure. Now, because this is like my, like, I'm starstruck moment. Me, it's Kutch. It would be Kutch 100%. But who are you most excited to learn from, whether that's AAA, the bigs, and beyond?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to say Andrew McCutchen. I mean, just with all the experience, and we were talking. It was funny. His first big league camp was in 2006, and that's when I was born, which was crazy to, you know, kind of talk to him about. So. I mean, there's just so much experience there, and then you got, you know, on the other side, Skeens, just the way he competes and goes about his day and routines and stuff like that. You know, there's so many opportunities to learn from a lot of guys, and it was fun. I really think it helped me kind of get my pro career going.
Yeah, for sure. And 2006, I was 6, Jim was 30. I mean, that's crazy.
I was not 30, but I tell you, it hurt my heart because my daughter was born in 2006, so I realized right when he said that he could be my kid. So, you know,
it's crazy. It's crazy, man.
About time I hang it up, Mike. You have to do this job solo.
It's all right. You know what? It is what it is at this point. I think I've been carrying it for years. No, I'm playing. This does not happen without Jim Cross. But Griffin, man, I've asked you this same question. Very different season that ended from when it started. You get traded at the deadline, blockbuster deal. Who has been that person for you, man? You get the, you know, feet swept from under you. I'm traded, going to Colorado. Who's been that person that held it down the most since you've arrived?
I would say, like, especially within the Rockies organization, just the group of guys that they have. I mean, they were super welcoming when I got up to Spokane, just going out to the river on the off day, you know, getting together outside of the field. That stuff's important, especially in a new environment, because the baseball doesn't change just kind of everything around you does. So getting to know a bunch of those guys was really big for me. And then our pitching coach up there in Spokane too was just super. He just wanted to learn a lot from me, kind of some of the different things that I had been doing with the Yankees, and like showing a lot of interest in just how I operated and how I went about my scouting report, things like that. So those things, both of them, just everybody's super friendly, and out in instructs to a couple of the scouts, our director of scouting for pitching, and then our area guy. I actually saw him at the LSU scrimmage today. I'm down here in Baton Rouge right now, so those guys have been super cool too, because I've known them for 2-3 years.
Love that. I love that for you, man.
So Mike asked me, he wanted to know. I got it as my question though. Griffin, I got to know though, man, when you got traded, I remember messaging your dad, and he said you found out the same way we did, right? Coming across social media. Man, are you in the moment? Are you upset? Like, it's just business. For you, baseball, you just want the opportunity no matter where it is. Like, how does that, the emotions with that?
I think those first few hours where it was a little bit in limbo, where I'm seeing stuff on Twitter, not really getting a lot from either organization, as far as just confirmation. I think there were some medical things going through, and obviously there was a leak of some kind, which isn't really supposed to happen. Nothing they can do about it. Just a little bit of stress, maybe, like at that point. But once everything was a done deal, it's baseball, it's business. Everybody's got a job to do. Obviously, the Yankees had a need that they needed to fill, and the Rockies were interested in having me. So, I think that it's a good situation ultimately. I was excited. I was excited to get out. Completely different spring training area, going from Florida to Arizona, and I know I got a ton of guys. Chase Shores, who's my roommate both years at LSU. I've already seen him down there at Instructs, and Christian Little, a couple other guys, just getting together, having a good time. So I think ultimately it's a good situation, but a little bit stressful. A lot of moving parts for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I got excited when I saw, just because Mike, I started thinking about him with Seth Halverson coming out the pen. You got one who's throwing 104, you got the other one with the nastiest slider. I was just like, it could be a combo. I saw massive potential, which y'all were talking about. But for you, Konnor, we talked about it before the episode, but we got to give the people the airtime on it. When it comes to switches, man, when I had you on, you looked like you were 16. You had no facial hair. Now, as Mike said, you got a better mustache than Paul Skeens, which, that's saying a lot, man, because the mustache that he's got going is serious. But is it something? What we want to know, is it something that's going to stay? Like, is this a permanent thing?
Yeah, I don't think it's going anywhere. I've tried to shave it all off, and I mean, I just look like I'm 14, so I kind of like a little older look.
Well, you did get engaged. What if she told you you had to take it off for the wedding? Then you got to.
Then I got to listen. So I'll do what she says, but for now it's gonna stay.
I just know with the way, obviously Griffin doesn't have it, but with the way y'all both played this last year, you don't change up anything when it's going the way it did for you boys. And Griffin, I want to get to that, man. Whether it was the Yankees or the Rockies, you didn't skip a beat, man. 1.89 ERA, which was the third lowest in all of minor league baseball. Absolutely just carving dudes up. What was the reason you'd say? Because, clearly you found something, because like I said, it was in different places, different teams. Why were you able to have so much success?
I would say it's just a lot to do with consistency. Having like a very structured regiment going into each day. And a big thing that I really took away from this year was just the importance of scouting reports. That's something that I really got introduced to at first with the Yankees, and the way that they went about it, it was just different from anything I had seen before. So I really delved into it and got really interested in it. And I think just having the ability to know where hitters' holes are, know what they struggle with, know know what counts they struggle with certain pitches in. Like just being as prepared as I could be for every start just helped me stay consistent throughout the year.
Mike, you notice I switched hats, by the way. I got the Yard Goats hat on. I can't wait till he moves up. That's the best logo in minor league baseball. Can't change my mind.
Jim, I'm gonna steal something from you though. I gotta ask this question. It's a very Mike heavy question here, so I need everybody to just buckle up and hear me out. I'm not the first man to say this. I'm not the first person to say it on air. I believe it was Lucas Giolito and a couple other Major League Baseball players. Griffin Herring. I need an honest answer here. Is MLB The Show a valid way to check your scouting reports? Because I've heard a couple major leaguers say, man, when I'm playing someone the night before, I go play MLB The Show. I go check them out. I go see what they got. I see what they're moving with, where their sweet spot is, where it's not, what pitches they throw, how many miles an hour they're throwing. Is that valid, or should we just stick to the film room?
I'd probably stick to True Media, to be honest with you. I'd stick to the real numbers. You're kind of asking the wrong guy just a little bit. I'm not a huge video game guy, but
okay.
I played a lot more of the show in college. But honestly, since I've been in pro ball, like it's so many games, it's so much time at the field. Like when I'm off the field, I'm chilling.
Yeah.
That's
the answer I want, brother. That's the answer I want.
Got my little sidekick right here. She keeps me company. So
yeah, I seen you walking across the stage in some video. What were you doing?
That was so my town does an Oktoberfest every year, and that was actually a wiener dog costume contest.
I want a wiener dog. I want to name him Bobby.
Also participated in the race. So
did she win?
No, she got last place.
Oh,
well, she doesn't like to run too much.
Did she get like a participation trophy or something? Maybe a little
ribbon.
Maybe a little ribbon or something.
Look, Mike, I'll say this. The reason I know them games ain't true. Look, I played college football religiously, and I'm telling you right now, when I'm LSU, I ain't never lost to Ole Miss, and then they did in real life. So I'm just telling you, it ain't true. But coming back to you, Konnor, obviously talked about Herring's success, but man, 333 average, 23 doubles, 21 home runs, 4 triples, 94 RBIs, 65 stolen bases with a 415 OBP. Like, I mean, when we talk about filling up the box score, like that's crazy. But I know for you, because, interviewing you before you went up and everything, you expect these kind of things, right? So I ask you honestly, are you happy with what you were able to produce?
Yeah, I was really excited about, how the season turned out. I had no idea what to expect. I just knew that, it was going to be a long season. There was going to be some ups and downs, but for it to go the way it went, I was pretty excited and was ready to be home at the end of the year and have some time off. But no, it was an awesome season.
Save some bags for the rest of us, Konnor. Selfish.
Mike, do you realize, we were talking about last night how the Miz could have been with Skeens, which was cool to talk about.
Yeah.
But last year, LSU won the national championship. We could have had Konnor on that team too. It would have just been crazy. But I got to ask you, since I bring it up, how excited were you to see, obviously you had your success, but I know how tight you are with Derek Carrell, to see that team, win a championship and see your boy not only win a championship, but he really grew into his own SEC freshman year, put on 20 pounds of muscle, which was a goal, like all those things.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. I love Derek, and Derek would tell you that he needed to go to college and put on, some more weight and kind of get that experience. And, I know the type of player he is, and I mean, he showed it on the big stage, and I can't wait to watch him this year. He's gonna make some money for sure.
Mike, there's nothing I would have changed about last year. I was in Omaha when they won it, but both of these guys, now that I think about it, because Griffin was supposed to be coming back, it broke my heart when he didn't, man. Like you hear that in my voice, Mike. I was choking up, man. I was sad, and then Konnor tells me that we'll see where it lands. I'm seeing all these mock drafts. He's in the top 10. I'm like, man, I'm just gonna lay this pipe dream down. So ended up not having both of them, but we still got the championship. But I still look at Konnor as LSU alumni, And Griffin, as he said, he's there right now. Are you getting workouts in right now, Griffin, or what you doing?
Yeah, I just got down here. I'll be a little more like full time down here. I've been home and then been visiting my girlfriend too. So now it's like throwing programs starting up. So time to start locking in a little bit more, get ready for spring training. It's kind of crazy to say in like October, but it's just how it goes. But I've been really enjoying it down here.
Griffin, I have to ask, bro, because and now I know Konnor is too. Something about y'all, man. Something about these Major League Baseball players and getting married at the age of 15 is just insane to me. And yes, I say 15 because y'all barely even in college getting married. Some of y'all. Is that in the future, Griffin? What do you think? Are we
You just did that to that man for real?
I did it. I did it.
It's been 9 months. So
Hey, I'll tell you though, it's in the water, Mike.
It's in the works.
But no, it's like Mike. So we've probably in our like 3 previous seasons of Pros and Joes probably had like, I don't know what, like 50 guests. Probably half of them got engaged within that 3 year. Like it's a thing now, man. In the minors, you get.
Griffin, I promise you, I wasn't trying to do you like that, but it's a thing. It's a real thing.
One thing I will say though, when you get into minor league baseball, if you can find a girlfriend who's going to come and visit you and like take time out of their schedule to see you, and you know that kind of stuff's a little rare to find. So you gotta make it happen.
There it is, Mike. We now know the secret. I mean, it's that loyalty.
Hey, if she don't love you in let's think Dyerville, Iowa, she ain't gonna love you in the bigs, brother. That's what it is at the end of the day.
I mean, you're asking a girl to travel to 4 or 5 different states a year, and you know when especially if you're in the show, gets real with the travel. So
yeah, no, for sure, I get it. So here's where we're at. We have a dog. That's what I would say, Griff, right? Which y'all could share the dog, not really, but you know what I mean. Like because if me and my girl broke up, I'm keeping my dog a lot. I'm keeping my dog. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. I'm keeping. If my girl thinks she getting my dog, you wildin'. It's not happening. No, I dig it though, man. I dig it.
Well, Mike got to know what's on the off season.
Gotta know. I think there's obviously a lot of different conversations about where you guys are going to be, what the goals are, and what you want to accomplish. But I kind of want to switch this one up for both of you guys. Griffin, first, what is there to prove to you this offseason? What do you want to accomplish yourself? Not the outside noise, not like you said on Twitter where there's all this different stuff going on. For you, what do you want to see from yourself this offseason going into 26?
Better Wi-Fi, first off.
I think so. That's okay, though. We'll get them back. I think so. Konnor, we'll want to wait a few seconds. We'll wait a few seconds. I think we got him.
There he is.
Get a little closer to the router real quick.
That's me. This literally be how I am when I'm like playing Fortnite or something. This is me, like standing as close as possible. Still losing though, but I'll blame the Wi-Fi every time. But what do you think, man? 2026. Who do you want to be?
One of my main goals, which always is kind of a goal for me, just put on some weight. Just set that foundation is so important. I kind of realized this year that it is such a long season, and it's 120 innings. It's or more, and you just have to have your body in a place where you feel like you're going to be able to handle that workload. So obviously, body's a big focus, but I really want to. I think that especially with somebody who has an arsenal like mine, it becomes so much more important that you can put any of your pitches kind of in any spot that you want to in any count. So command, just being able to mix. I added the curveball towards the end of the season, so just really refining the command with it. It's mostly
it's scary, Mike, because look, I'll tell you, JJ January, who's by the numbers, Mike, the best umpire in the SEC. He told me when he saw Griffin the first time behind the plate at LSU, he says, this guy already has a big league slider and a fastball. He says if he develops another pitch, it's going to be crazy. And so here he is talking about that curveball. But I mean, this is a guy who sees all the best. And in a game where I told you this story, Griffin, it was Hagen Smith and Luke Holman dealing, and he comes out there and tells me, man, forget those two guys. I want to talk about the guy out the pen.
I love it.
That was very high praise from him, and I definitely appreciated it. I think just kind of what helped me a lot in college, especially with the fastball and slider, was how much confidence I had in them and kind of the self-trust that I had with it. And like, I'm going to pick a spot and I'm going to have the utmost intent. Like, I know that I'm going to execute this. And so just getting to that point with my curveball and my changeup too, to where I know that I can execute it when I need to. Because especially for me, you know, I'm not going to overpower you with stuff. It's going to be kind of try to pick you apart, find your holes, and just that command side is just such a big part of my game that I really want to keep refining that.
I'm gonna do it. You know why, Jim? You know why he picks you apart? First one of the year, Griffin. This is for you because he's a fucking killer. Because he's an assassin.
Oh.
That's fucking why. And I'll tell you what, right now. What a fucking monster. When he had the curveball, I had to go for the 3-peat. Come on, Chi-Town Zone, Michael Jordan.
I thought what you were fixing to do is tell him he needs to go toe-to-toe with Konnor, you know, because Konnor ain't got no holes.
He already did. He picked me apart. Don't worry.
Well, you were about a quarter inch from putting me on a t-shirt.
hey, man! But you know what I mean? That's what I love to hear.
I didn't know that y'all faced off. Mike, I failed you, man. I would have found that clip. It would have been in the intro. Look, when we had the start of last season, we had Charlie Condon and Chase Dolander on together. Anyway, I jumped all over that clip in college. Ben Condon hit it out of the state.
Yeah,
you really had to put that in the intro, did you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, if you saw how high that the fly out to left went, you probably would have seen it in another state. So.
Hey, but look, and outs and out. That's what I'll say. You got through it. That's all that matters.
Now I know why Connor's already been in the cage. I know you've seen the video, Mike. He wasted no time.
That's right. For sure. Konnor, man, you have the season that you have. Like I said, you didn't save any bags for anybody, and you were just hitting bombs left and right, doubles, you name it, you're doing it. What is your off-season goal, whether that's off the field and on the field?
Yeah, I think one, just kind of shut the book on last year. I don't want anything to kind of creep into this year. Like it's a new year, fresh start, and you know, we gotta keep working. One of my biggest things is just to stay athletic. So I'm always, you know, moving around, shooting some basketball, doing different things, like trying to stay athletic. And I'm trying to put on like 5 more pounds. I'm at 225 right now. I would like to kind of be around 230, but be able to maintain my speed and continue to be explosive and just aggressive in every part of my game. And then just, you know, work hard this off season and go into spring training feeling great, ready for a new start and just to see what happens.
Yeah, another fucking killer, Jim.
Mike,
go ahead.
Look, anyway, what I would say, Mike, though, I love that answer though, because he, you know, he's going with humility. He's starting a fresh start. I mean, you could walk in the next year feeling like you're the man, like you were the minor league player of the year, and you list those stats on Mike. But he said that's yesterday.
Yeah, no, I love it. And, you know, like we talk about PCA a lot on this show. I always bring up PCA and what he was able to accomplish first half of the season versus second half. I mean, it's very different. You go from an all-star caliber year to kind of going into that slump the second half, or even, hey, let's talk about 2024 PCA versus first half 2025. Like, it's night and day depending on your mentality. You can either, you know, sink or swim, you know, and I think when you swim with the Sharks, Konnor, when you swim with the sharks, you're going to end up eating the fish. That's what I say. You know, Griff knows. Griff ain't even a shark. Griff a fisherman. Matter of fact, Griff out there, he taking the sharks. He taking everybody. It don't matter. We got 2 dogs in the room. I ain't gonna go for 5. I'll stay at 4. I'm comfortable at 4 bombs. If you told me, Jim, that I swore 4 times in 2 episodes, you'd be proud. And you would even be more proud if you found out all of them happened in a span of 1 minute.
Though, and I'll tell you why in front of these guys, because the first one was fine, but the second and third was like so unnecessary. You turn into the Mike that I know, man. You just got to turn it up. The dad in me is like just disappointed. If you ain't going 100, you ain't trying. You know what I mean? Like, and I told the cop that when he pulled me over the other day, because he was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "If you ain't going 100, you ain't trying. I'm trying to get that paper." You know. Mike, I gotta bring up something. So we brought it up on the other episode. when we were talking about card ripping, right?
Mhm.
And I told you Brock Wilkins. See, I was trying to decide if I wanted to bring it up in front of Konnor. Griffin knows I still got his. I sent it to him. As a matter of fact, first of all, I couldn't sell Griffin's because he sent it to me signed. I didn't pull it from a pack or buy it. So that would be the rudest thing ever, right? But
Of course.
no. So when he was telling me what 2 cards I had to offload first because of the value they were at and what I got them at, I told you Nick Kurtz was the one, and the other one was Konnor Griffin. And anyway, I did it. My class of 2024 card. Yeah, I made some money, but I'm sick about it still. I'm sick about both of them. I should have never listened to Brock Wilkins. Now, in order to get his card, I even left it here for you, Mike. All I got left is this one right here, man. Not autographed, nothing special. That's all I got for Konnor Griffin. Just
I think I got that same card, bro. I ain't even
I
gonna lie.
know. That's all I got, man.
But fellas, are we in the card game right now? Or are you guys collecting some of your old teammates or even your own cards? Konnor, let's start with you, man. You in the ripping packs?
I'm kind of into it. You know, if somebody invites me to come rip a few boxes, like I love to go do it, but I'm not just gonna go blow money on opening cards. But I think it's pretty cool. Trying to chase, you know, your own card and then seeing some of your teammates and friends. So it's a cool process.
What would be cooler, pulling your own card? Let's go 1 of 100 auto or a 1 of 5 Shohei Ohtani auto. Were you more excited about yourself or the man?
Probably the man. yeah. I don't think you could pass that up.
I agree with you on the chase yourself. The reason why I like him, Mike, is that video of Jack Caglione when he pulled his for the first time. I mean, you can see the genuine excitement like a little kid. And so something about that, because regardless that you're on cards, man, it's cool. It's surreal.
Well, here's my question for Griffin. I want to switch it up. 1, we're going to ask you if you're ripping packs. It's the most important question. But 2, I believe Matt Strom from the Philadelphia Phillies, he said, I only collect the cards of guys who hit home runs off me. Griffin, as a pitcher, is that valid? Because to me, I don't think
want those cards.
I don't want those cards, brother. I see those cards in my nightmares. I don't want to see them on my shelf every night before I go to sleep.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about just collecting the guys that hit homers off you. I'm not like a huge collector. I'm probably about in the same boat as Konnor. Like I'll rip them if it's available. We played at Aberdeen, the high A for the Orioles, and they had like a little like mini Cal Ripken field kind of behind the actual stadium, and they were doing youth tournaments, and they had like these $50 mystery boxes that had like 1 guaranteed auto in them. So I ripped a couple of those. Like it was fun, but my dad's more into it.
Yeah. Did you get the auto?
I got a R.A. Dickey auto, and I got like a 1950 card or something. It was pretty. I mean, it's pretty cool, but like I don't know the values, or I don't know the card market. But my dad's collected. I think he's trying to get like 1 of each of my cards.
Yeah, look, Mike, I send in the group text I got with him and his dad, I send mine that I get back graded 10. I'm feeling good about it. And his dad just flexes his 1 of 5 on me. I'm like, come on, man. Like, you had to do that. I was feeling good about my card.
I actually, this season, I managed something I'm sure Konnor knows way more than me, but guys come up to you with big card books, and they're like, I want you to sign all these. So, I saw one. It was different than anything I'd ever seen. It was like black and white, and then he showed me to it. It was like metallic-y, and I guess it's like the Topps like printing plate, 1 of 1. So I worked out a deal. I gave him like a bat and a hat and stuff, and got that shipped over to my dad. So he's pretty excited about that.
That's the way to do it. That's the way. Just don't send him a picture of you shirtless holding the bat, because that was the problem with Brock Wilkins the other day. Brock Wilkins, the guy he sold it to, posted the picture of Brock. Brock's like holding his bat, like trying to prove that it's really Brock Wilkins talking to him. And the guy posted it. It goes viral. And Brock's like, "What the hell, dude? Like, I didn't consent to this. This is weird." Like that. But yeah, man, that's awesome.
Well, the last thing I got for you guys, obviously, like I said, Konnor, I consider you LSU ties, and if not, like I said, Derek's your boy. But Griffin, I'll start with you. They got to go to the White House. Man, how cool was it to see, LSU literally getting to shake the hand of the president, him talking about Cade Anderson as the man. Like, I can only imagine what like Cade was feeling in that moment. Like, how cool was it to see those guys get that recognition?
Oh, it's unbelievable. You know, I still knew a lot of guys on those teams, especially like my roommate Chase Shores, DJ Primo. You know, there's so many guys on that team that deserve that, and that you know, they work so hard. They put together such a good season. Cade was unbelievable. Like the difference between freshman year and then what he did last year. I mean, like the confidence, the stuff to me didn't seem that much different. The velocity ticked up, the slider got a lot better, but like just his mentality out there, I think was what really drove him, and that's one of those things that going into pro ball, like that doesn't go away. That the value of that doesn't go away.
Yeah, his dad looked at me in Omaha right after the game and said, because I did a post earlier saying he was gonna have the game of his life, and he said, "How'd you know?" And it was what you just said. It was the person, right? Like you said, you know the stuff. I felt like the guy was locked in. You know, he's so humble, man. He's going to go out there. He's going to give you 110%. And man, and he did, because you know it started out in the beginning. It looked like he might be in trouble, and then man, he got out of that first jam and then just went in cruise control. But the question I got for you is a little harder, sticking to the White House, Konnor. I'm gonna play this video and I'm gonna ask you something. Would you have had the stones to do that in the White House? Like, man, for me personally, it looks fun. I would be so scared that somebody would walk in and I get caught. Like, so Konnor, would you be able to do that video?
I probably wouldn't be able to do that, but I don't know how William Schmidt didn't get kicked out of there, because he's pretty crazy.
Yeah, Travis Kelce ain't getting kicked out of there for taking the podium. I think y'all would be all right doing that.
Look, all I know is William. He saved Cade, because Cade comes right before him, and it's clearly the Cade's a pitcher, not a dancer. I don't know, Griffin. Would you have been able to get in the video?
I also am a pitcher, not a dancer, so I usually try to not make a fool of myself by trying to dance.
I love it, man. Jim, we all good to let these boys loose?
I don't know. Hold on. Let me see what I just. Oh, it went to commercial. His dad sent me a clip. I think it's the strikeout of. Did he strike you out, Konnor, at any point?
Yeah, I think he got me in my first AB, didn't he?
Yeah, it was like lead off.
There it is.
I think.
Oh goodness, I would have had the clip. I got it though, Mike. It'll be coming to you.
Konnor, I promise you, it won't be in the intro. I will do my damnedest to make sure I create the intros for the most part. I will make sure that it is not in any that I make.
Okay. Look, the goal, Mike, going forward, we try to book guests strategically for certain reasons. We're just going to find guys who've hit home runs. We're going to go pitcher and hitters. We're going to find ones who either struck them out or hit home runs off of them. That's why we're rolling.
We just going to have the awkward conversations. That's what we're going to do. We're going to break the ice after some great baseball, man. But we appreciate you guys being here. We're in the house of Gryffindor today. We got 2 Griffins in the building. Love to see. Yeah, I watch Harry Potter. Don't question me. Was what I did just say. Only
look, all I know is, Mike, before you sign this off, like,
of course.
But I have no look. I'm putting myself out on line. Both be in the show next year. Just lock that thing up.
Lock it up. We in there like swimwear, baby. Can't wait to see what's going to happen for both Konnor Griffin and Griffin Herring. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. This is episode 2 of season 4 of Pros and Joes. And hey, man, I'm gonna give myself a solid 4.5 bombs in 2 episodes. I think we're on pace for a historic season. I think it's gonna be beautiful, man. But this is without a doubt one of my favorite episodes we've done. It was a blast having these boys. Until next time, peace.
Yeah, it didn't even